All right, we're back here on the drive on 104.5 The Team, ESPN Radio. Dan Bahl, Mike Giarraputo with you. The Impractical Jokers are on the road. Mike, it's kind of appropriate. Their drive tour is on the road and coming to the Saratoga Performing Arts Center. That is Saturday, July 20th. The show begins at 7:30. I'm going to be honest with you. Didn't think I would ever say this sentence together on a sports radio station, but here we go. Joining us on the drive today, one of the members of the Impractical Jokers and the Tenderloins as well, James Murray, more commonly known as Murr. Murr, thanks for joining us. How you doing, sir?
I'm great. I'm literally driving right now to set to film Impractical Jokers. So.
Well, that's then everything just kind of comes full circle, I guess, in our conversation today. But it's a pleasure to have you on the show and to have you guys coming up here to the Capital Region. Tell us about the tour so far, the stops that you've been on so far, and some of the things you guys have taken away.
It's been great, man. This tour is different than previous. We've done 4 national tours before this one. This is our 5th one. And it's different because it's a far more interactive with the audience. Like, there's unbeknownst to the audience, Sal has been wearing those electrocution shock collars under his clothes during the show. and at some point during the night, we bring a kid on stage, and he or she gets to shock Sal at their leisure as he tells the story of his Jaden Smith tattoo. So it's great fun for Q and I.
That's an incredible wrinkle, first and foremost. To be that kid who gets that kind of power is not something that maybe you go into the show expecting. But you talk about having multiple tours that you've gone on before this. So what goes into the creation of a live event so that you try to give the best experience to your fans?
We work for months building material for the new tour. It takes like 6 months to build a new national tour, and then we tour with it. And then we're exhausted, and then we stop, and then a few months later we miss it, and we're like, shoot, man, we should create a new tour. So we were like, I think the phrase is gluttons for punishment, but I love it. It's the best part of our job, man. Because when you film a hidden camera show, you have no idea how it's affecting people in their homes. You know what I mean? And
right.
When you go live on tour and you see all the families there watching the show, it makes us realize that what we're doing is good. You know, like the show's funny, it's working, and it's hitting with people.
As you talk about the impact that you have on fans, now having done this show for 10 seasons, season 11 premiering tomorrow, which is also incredible. We'll talk about that. I can only imagine what the response is that you guys get from people on social media, or maybe when they meet you out in public. What does that kind of interaction look like with your fans?
Everyone thinks we're always filming the TV show everywhere. It doesn't matter. So I swear to God, like a month ago, I went to the Kansas City Royals game, right? The guys and I were in Kansas City for a charity event. I'm at the game. I go to the men's room during, between innings, and literally I'm standing at the urinal. There's guys shoulder to shoulder against me on my left and right, and the guy to my left leans over and whispers in my ear. He goes, "Am I on the TV show right now?" I was like, "No, dude, I'm not filming you while taking a piss. It's not happening."
I mean, there's got to be a punishment in there somewhere. I don't know what that concept is, but the situation in a busy urinal, there's got to be something in there somewhere.
I'll tell you something funny. So I'm on my way to set right now. We're punishing Sal today. He has no idea what we're doing to him, but I will give you the little tidbit that this morning I woke up at like 6 a.m. because I had to, in preparation for his punishment, I had to shave all my body hair. so you'll see it on TV soon.
Okay.
Right.
That's good to know.
So me and Dan were wondering, you guys started out, the four of you, originally as the Tenderloins. What was that kind of evolution like into the Impractical Jokers in the new show?
Well, it's the same as Impractical Jokers. We created a comedy troupe after we went to high school together, went to different colleges, and it created a comedy troupe that just performed live and did sketch comedy and improv. And just along the way, created Impractical Jokers, and that's how we are here today.
Yeah, wow, nice. I'm wondering if you talked about your punishment today with Sal, just the preparation that goes into it. Is there a punishment that comes to mind when it comes to the amount of preparation that it took to get it done?
I mean, we were supposed to film it yesterday. I've been working on a punishment for 3 years now, and it was supposed to be yesterday, but the weather worked against us. And it is a punishment that's so epic and iconic. I'm literally going to give Sal a heart attack. It might be the end of the show. You know, I can't give. It's the best kept secret on the TV show, so I can't give any details because we rescheduled it for 2 weeks from now. So.
Wow.
But it's been 3 years coming. I'm going to kill my friends.
Wow. Okay. If that isn't the biggest form of love, then I don't know what is at that point.
Yeah, that's right. I think it's endearing that I want to be the one that actually ends my friend.
The voice you're hearing that of James Murray, otherwise known as Murr, a member of the Impractical Jokers. They are coming to the Saratoga Performing Arts Center up in Saratoga Springs. The show is Saturday, July 20th. Show at 7:30. Tickets and more information at impracticaljokerslive.com. Mike and I were having a conversation yesterday as we were chatting about what we wanted to talk about today. And on the topic of punishments, we love you to death. It feels like your friends try to go out and almost kill you every time that you get punished. Do you feel like your friends are gunning for you on punishments?
1,000%, man. I get the word. I mean, I'll prove it to you. So I'm in the car driving, right?
Yep.
I'm taking my wallet out of my pants right now. And
Okay.
my driver's license to this day still has no eyeglass. Still, this is real. It's a 10-year punishment. We filmed this 8 years ago. I got 2 more years of this stupid thing. And my passport, to this day, still has Q's wig. I look like a see something, say something.
Oh, goodness gracious. Yeah, it feels like, and maybe it is endearing, that same thing where you want to give Sal a heart attack. I'm sure it's nothing but love, but do you ever get responses from people saying that same thing in genuinely to, like, hey, your friends are pretty mean to you in these kind of things?
I think the phrase is best friends are the worst, and unfortunately, I'm too old now to make new friends. I'm a middle-aged balding man. Who's gonna befriend me at this point? I'm screwed.
You're dug in.
Yeah, I'm dug in.
That's fair. That's fair. The one thing we were curious about, you tell the story about being at a Chiefs game and that kind of response. As the show has grown in profile and you guys have been on so much, and you see 1,000,001 different YouTube compilations of the best Murr punishments and things like that out there. There are so many different ways to engage with you. Has it become harder at all to be able to complete these challenges, film in public, and not get recognized and not have those kind of interruptions?
Yeah, but I mean, we don't look famous. You see somebody like Brad Pitt, you're like, oh, I get why he's a movie star, right? I look like a pharmacist. People are like, is my prescription ready? Do I gotta go pick that up? So like, we still get away with it. By the way, since this is ESPN Sports, I wanted to tell you an upcoming punishment in season 11 is right up your alley. So I think it's the 3rd episode. So in like 2 weeks, I lose the episode, and they had me at this packed New York City bar with like 500 dudes watching the NCAA Final Four game, right? And they're watching the game. There's this massive LED wall in the bar that's got to be 30 feet long, and they're playing the game on the television, right? Unbeknownst to all the guys, and I was in disguise. I had a goatee on, different glasses, a baseball hat, so no one recognized me. Unbeknownst to the guys in the bar watching the game, I have the remote control for the LED screen. And I kept switching the game at pivotal moments to Animal Planet. They had like a Sasquatch episode on Animal Planet. And eventually word spread. People could see me clicking the remote, and I got dragged out by my neck from the bar by dudes. It was awesome.
Well, in the sports gambling world, if you are the person that's changing it before people realize if they cover their over-under, you want to talk about punishable by death. That's something that could get you.
Literally, that's how the punishment ends. Literally, there was like 3 seconds left on the clock. They go in for a final. They're down by 2 points. It was UConn, or I can't remember at this point. UConn versus somebody else, right? And click, I changed it to Animal Planet, and the guy next to me had warned me. He goes, "If you touch the remote control again, I'll effing kill you." And he dragged me out.
Murr, are you a sports fan at all? Do you have any sports allegiances?
I tell you what, we went to the Final Four game last year to promote the TV show, and on TV, I wore a shirt that said, "I just hope both teams have fun." So I don't care, man. I don't care. I love going to live sports, but I don't care. Yeah.
Fair. It's probably an easier way to live life, quite honestly, with some of the fandom that you see around you. That's fair.
Yeah, Murr, I've seen every episode of the show from start to beginning. It's one of the
Wow,
funnier
cool.
shows I've ever seen in my life. I'm wondering if from the beginning, the very beginning of the show, the pilot of the show, from then to now, how have you changed in maybe your style with just the improv that you have to do, or just your overall style when it comes to adjusting to what the guys are telling you to do?
Good question. I think I haven't gone back and watched the show from the beginning. There's 300
Sure.
episodes, right?
Yeah.
So one day I will watch it from beginning to end to see how it's changed. But I think that Impractical Jokers is actually a really interesting psychological study on human behavior and how culture has changed over the past 14 years, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like I go back, like when I see repeats of the show, I'm like, holy cow, I would never do that anymore. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
the show, because we filmed so much and for so many years, it's a reflection of the times and how they've changed. So I think one day I'm going to go back and watch it and probably, can I curse or no? Can you bleep a curse?
Yeah, we can bleep a curse. Yeah. Honestly, it's funnier that way.
Okay, I'm probably gonna go back and watch the show and shit my pants watching. So and some of the stuff we've done.
Oh, goodness gracious! You mentioned you did mention season 11 coming up, exciting. First of all, on TBS this year as well, which I would imagine is exciting for the group. But you teased a couple of things. Anything else that we can expect from season 11 of the show?
Sure. By the way, I'm approaching Newark Airport, which is a notorious dead spot. If you lose me, I'll dial back in.
Okay.
Or thanks for okay. So yeah, this season's great. We did a chat. We did a challenge coming up. You'll see it in 2 weeks on TV, where we were working as managers at like a fast food restaurant in Brooklyn, and all we had to do was kick someone out of the restaurant, but we didn't know who. But you know when it happened, right? So for my turn, they had one of our crew members wearing a pregnancy belly, and she went into labor, and I had to drag her out of the store in front of horrified customers, and it was a near riot in the store. It was great fun.
My goodness, if that's any preview, then we're in for a good one here in season 11. Last thing, because I know, like you mentioned, you're heading to set. There's a ton of things to do. What can people who are heading to SPAC on the 20th expect from a night with the Jokers?
Man, it's like hanging out with your best friends from TV for a night. It's it's hugely interactive, so much fun. There'll be tons of families there in Saratoga Springs. We're gonna have a blast. It's gonna be the greatest night of your life. Which seems like her hyperbole, and it probably is. But we'll see you there. It's going to be an awesome time.
Will you spend some time at Saratoga Racecourse watching the horses before you go to the show, or are you guys going to be on the road?
Hell yeah!
Yeah.
Hell yeah!
Nice.
I'll tell you why, because I have a newfound appreciation for horse racing or horses in general. Because last week I got punished. You'll see it on TV soon, and they made me sheathe a horse. Do you know what that is?
No, I'm not sure I want to.
So it happens once a year. Horses have to go through it. And it was a Clydesdale specifically. And it's the world's largest Clydesdale. It holds the Guinness record for being the largest horse on the planet. And what you do is once a year, ranchers have to stimulate the horse to clean the extended part of their body, and that was me. And I didn't realize while I was doing it that I also had my ring on and my Apple Watch, and it was disgusting. It was disgusting, but so I have a newfound appreciation for horses.
So you'll be watching, but you'll probably be watching from afar after an afternoon spent doing that.
I'm going to keep my distance from now on.
Yeah.
It's impossible to get any closer.
James Murray, member of the Impractical Jokers. Again, one more time, if you haven't gotten your tickets yet, the Drive Tour, Saturday, July 20th at 7:30 at the Saratoga Performing Arts Center. Get your tickets. More information at ImpracticalJokersLive.com. Murr, this was an honor and a pleasure to have you on the show. Thank you for the time. Good luck with everything moving forward, and enjoy the Capital Region when you guys get up here.
Thanks, fellas. Nice to see you, and I'll see you at the show.